11. But first, Katie Price talks to Connie Huck about her novel Santa Baby.
Katie Price, congratulations. This is your what? How many books?
45th book.
No way, 45 books, and
Yes.
you're in your early 30s. Did you ever think, as a little girl, that you would be an author when you got...
Well, to be honest, when I had done my first book, Being Jordan, nobody would even take it. No one was interested in my first book, but it sold really well, and it's over a decade later, and I'm still selling books.
So what made you decide to write books in the first place? What sort of...
I think because I've been in the industry since I was age, but nobody actually realised that I'm completely different. I'm not drunk all the time. You know, I was actually into my horses, I was a proper girly girl, you know, a different side. So they used to just make up stuff, so I thought, do you know what? I want to do a book to let people know I'm a completely different person to this. So it started there, really, and I think people saw a different side to me in the jungle, and then it probably helped sell the book then.
Do you feel a responsibility to the fans that sort of look at you as the role model? They all want to be you.
Anyone who wants to try and be like me or be like, it's really flattering.
Well, should we take a look at what they have to say about the book? This is good.
As soon as you pick that book up, you read and it's like, oh wow.
I didn't want to make the tea, I just wanted to read the book.
You're holding yourself, you want to go to the toilet, you can't go to the toilet. The phone will ring, no. The house is burning down, no. I've got to finish this next chapter. It's like, what next?
Santa Baby is a follow-on from Katie's Angel box, Angel and Angel Uncovered.
The book is a mixture of love, romance, and there's a fusion of different elements which is thrown together to make a big explosion, basically.
Tiffany is just like a normal girl that people can relate to, how she's working in this pizza place, but she's got this big dream just like most normal people. And then all of a sudden she gets a letter saying that she has a sister that she didn't know about.
Tiffany has to get used to Angel's lifestyle as a celebrity.
Every girl loves pink and wants to be super and glamorous, so she always throws that into the books, which I think, for me personally, that's what makes the books.
I like Angel and I like her lifestyle because she's dead successful. You never know what she's going to do next, just like Katie. The three words that I'd use to sum up Santa Baby is gripping, mind-blowing and romantic.
Feel good factor.
Cheeky, fun and romantic.
What's going to come up next?
I was thinking maybe she could even turn this into a film.
Never know, you know what Katie's like. Anything out there, she'll do it.
She will. I'm very excited to read the next book because I know that she's probably already writing another one.
I've read all of Katie's novels, and after I read them I think, wow, that's the best, wow, that's the best, wow, that's the best. So after reading Santa Baby, wow, that's the best.
That's really nice.
It's nice,
really
though, isn't it, when you get the feedback? You do take a lot of time out, don't you, to sort of chat to your fans and meet the fans. Why are they so important to you, and what makes you so loyal?
People have got to remember, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for my fans. End of. That's just the way it is. If there's no fans, they're not interested in me, then it's goodbye me.
More from Katie Price.
So how much would you say that Santa Baby gives readers a glimpse of your life?
In all my books, a lot of it about the celebrity life and stuff. I mean, you would know yourself what it's like. It's an industry that's, how can I say without swearing? It's like a Monopoly game, is what I say.
Right.
And I've been in jail so many times and used up my get out of jail card. I think in my books you can see I've used some experiences, but obviously changed them so people don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
To how sort of cutthroat it is, and how you can just be dropped and then you're brought up again.
Backstabbing, bitchy.
Yeah, it is. This is the thing I say to you, if you want to be in this industry, you really have to put up with criticism. You have to, otherwise don't do it.
Yeah. You've sold like over 4.5 million books now.
I think there's more than that. I think
Is it
that's
more?
just the novels, I think,
Right.
yeah.
How does that make you feel? Did you ever think, back then when you couldn't even get signed and get a deal, that it would ever be this big?
All I know is I'm a very, very lucky girl. I've come from nothing, and as much as I get knocked down, that drives me, by the way, I'm still here doing my thing, and I enjoy everything I do, and especially the books. I've been doing them for years now. I love doing my press calls.
Yeah, yeah.
I just love doing all of them, you know, from kids' books to the novels, the autobiographies. Although I don't sit there and physically write them, I do it for Becca. I'll let you ask the questions because I can
So,
just
but
carry
no,
on.
it's funny you should say that because I was wondering, how did you get together with Rebecca? And did you like have to sort of audition different people because you need someone that sort of writes in a style that you'd write,
Yeah.
presumably.
Well, I had an agent. She introduced me to Rebecca, and we'd done my first book together. I liked her, and I'm quite a loyal person, very loyal person. So she sort of stayed with me all throughout.
Oh, that's good. And
Yeah.
when you read the first draft of the first book, were you sort of happy with it? Were you surprised at how it turned out? Did you change lots?
Well, the
Sort of come
autobiographies
about?
are different to like the novels and stuff, because the autobiographies, it's literally me speaking in a dictaphone and
Oh,
her
right,
typing it up. Whereas the novels, I come up with the plot, but it's not like we sit there and we're like, right, this is the whole story in one. As you do the chapters, you think of something else to add, so it's slightly different. So I come up with a concept, and then Rebecca adds around it.
Right. So do you sort of like, say for instance, I don't know, you're here today, do you think, oh, that's an interesting character, or this person would be good? Do you really pull from your own life?
Yeah, some of them, like some of the novels, there are elements of, well, you could say me, but they are novels, nothing is true in them. But sometimes there's things, so when people read it, I like people to think, oh, I wonder if that's true, because I know that is, you know, I like them to think that.
Have there ever been any points where Rebecca has suggested something or done something with the plot that you're sort of not happy with, where you've ever had any sort of frictions or...
It's the sex scenes.
Oh, really?
When we're like, oh, what should we put in this? Can we like make it a bit more dirty? And that's just like, no, we
Really?
can't. I'm like, okay.
So basically, she sort of is the straitjacket on the books almost.
No, she's quite raunchy as well, old Rebecca. Not old, less of the old, but she's quite raunchy as well. She's very good as well. She's good at filling it all in and
padding it
yeah,
out, putting
she's
in the
brilliant.
details.
Yeah, she's very good.
So how long does it take to write a book?
Year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay. And in that time, how does it work? Do you keep meeting up? And particular plot lines? Have you ever, like, I don't know, had, I don't know, a bad breakup or got together with someone and thought, I'm using this in one of my novels?
No, because they're not true, but they're things I might have heard my friends say or I've said or experiences, I might have twisted and changed and put into things, but it is a made-up story, so I don't want anyone to think there is like absolute truth in there, so they work out and think, oh, I wonder who that is or this. So it's
so
not
your
really
mates never come up to you and go, was that thing from that conversation that I said?
No, but there's a few things I'd like to put in there what my mates have done, but it'd be pretty obvious it was about them.
Time now for the final instalment of Katie Price.
What ingredients do you think are required for a Katie Price novel? What do you put in there in the plot?
It's got to have romance, love, sex, action, drama. It's got to have a bit of that. Yeah, suspense. Like twists. I like a lot of twists as well.
And what's it like, sort of, since you've had kids and stuff? Like, do you find it that you have to leave bits out of the biogs, or do you just put it all in? How do you sort of edit what
with
you
the
share?
autobiographies, I've grown up. Whereas if you compare my first book compared to what I do now, I'm not as intimate into the details of sexual stuff.
Right.
I think because I'm an adult now. I think when you're younger, you're a bit more immature, and it's like, add all these bits because they've hurt me, so I'm going to add this in detail.
So you wouldn't now, if anyone's like really annoyed you, sort of go into detail just to get a bit of revenge on them? Or...
Do you know what it is? Like I say, I like to be positive and not negative, and things happen for a reason. I'm not going to do my books to get revenge on anyone. My books aren't about that. I regard my books as being what I've been through myself and emotions. It's not about getting someone back. I'm not interested in doing that.
Are there any of your books that you've been unhappy with?
Like my last autobiography, because there was a lot that should have gone in there.
Oh, right, so you mean there's loads of bits that have been left out, so the narrative's a bit changed?
There's lots of things that I wanted to keep in there to give people the bigger picture of really what was going on, and I couldn't. So that's the only, out of all my books, it's the only one that, because it was an important book for me to do, to put my point across, and a lot was taken out, which there was nothing I could do about it, even though it was the truth.
So do you find that the finished product on that book isn't actually sort of representative of the reality of
No,
what was
it is.
happening?
No, it is. There's a lot of truth in it, but there's also a lot of stuff that should have gone in there but didn't.
You've also written loads of children's books.
Yeah.
And obviously you're a mother of 3. How did the children's books come about?
Easy. Children's books are easy. It's all about pictures and stuff and small wording. And obviously because I've got kids myself, I know what they like to read. Anything colourful, touch, feel. obviously because of Harvey. I'd like to do more children's books, actually. And plus, they were called Peter and Katie, so I do need to update on them.
Yeah, but yeah, this can be the next generation. Yeah. You've probably been asked this a lot, but, you know, cliches often happen in interviews. How would you sum up your life and career?
I love my career. I love my home life. I'm just a very happy girl. Everything's good. I can't complain. Like I say, everything in everyone's life has ups and downs. But
anything you'd go back and particularly change?
Yes, Eurovision. I'd never have done that.
Really?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Oh, well, that's not bad then.
Yeah.
And on that note, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and a pleasure.
I'll come on here again.
Yeah, you better.